hate puppies. It's good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Are we having fun yet?
I'm not all of a sudden. Thanks, Lee.
When you didn't turn the paper over?
Damn.
When I read it, I did not look at the stuff on the back. No.
I don't think these aren't grades. These are like
Yeah, but it's
work-related
observations.
skills, it says.
Report
She's
cards
got
are the
another
worst.
too also for a collaborator. So she doesn't like working with people.
No.
And she's a bad citizen.
All right. Well, we can not talk about that right now.
Are you kidding me? A bad citizen.
That is really unfortunate that you did that to me. Don't you know that I already have too many demons in my brain?
Yes.
You're going to start giving me fresh demons? Speaking of demons,
Not that kind of demon.
it's not a beer. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems, probably creating a handful of first world problems, and hopefully helping you figure out what kind of beer you should be drinking this weekend. One more week of you not getting a good beer this weekend because I'm still on the wagon.
That's not true, though. It could be a good beer.
Yeah.
It could be a good beer, and it could be good for when your uncle comes to Thanksgiving, and, you know, he shouldn't be fucking drinking.
You want to slip him a quiet one?
Slip him, a
Yeah.
couple of these NAs there and kind of slow his roll. I don't think that's such a bad thing. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're glad to have you here. We're glad to be here. I tell you, for a guy who hasn't been drinking all week, that is easier than I expected it to be.
Like I said, you're very chipper. You're brighter in the eyes and everything.
Because I'm not drunk.
Who is this guy? We can see him.
It has been very interesting. Like, I really thought it was going to be, like, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I noticed that was hard was, like, when my wife would have, like, a bottle of, like, wine on the counter, and you'd walk around the corner, and you're not even thinking about the fact that you're not drinking, and you see it and go, ooh, I want to try that.
Yeah.
And you just start naturally reaching for a glass, and then you're like, oh, wait, I'm not drinking.
Yeah, because she said you're on an island on this one.
Yeah.
An island.
Lonely, lonely island.
LaCroix Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Topo Chico.
So do you have a seltzer rating at this point, I'm sure, right?
I mean, I'm a Topo Chico Twist of Lime guy.
Absolutely.
Through and through. But I started, like, she was making mojitos over the weekend, and I was taking, like, Topo Chico and muddling mint.
Squeezing all of the lime in there.
Yeah, and, like, putting all that. So I was, like, making mixed drinks.
Yeah. Mocktails.
My kids have been very proud of me.
Yeah.
That's
now
cool.
they can participate with you.
They love that. So now they've learned what an Arnold Palmer is.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. I remember when my oldest figured out what an Arnold Palmer was, and she was like, these are great.
I mean, how good is an Arnold Palmer?
Oh, yeah.
Tough to beat in the summertime.
It's been, and I have refound my love of the Arnold Palmer.
So
the
do you-
old AP.
You like more sweet tea or lemonade or a true 50-50?
I actually do unsweet tea.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You get enough sweetness from the lemonade.
Heavy on the unsweet tea. So I'm probably about a 75% unsweet
Okay.
tea, 25% lemonade.
Nice.
In a perfect world. Now, tonight at dinner, I got one that was made that way, and then I got one that was 50-50 unsweet and lemonade. It's a little sweet for me.
Sure.
Remember, I'm a carpetbagger. I'm not from the South.
My preferred is like 60% sweet tea, 40% lemonade.
So you like a sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you were probably born
The
in the
more
South.
syrup I can get just like straight into the veins, the better.
I like a sweet tea, but it's got to be just 50-50. I don't think I would ever do anything way close to unsweet tea.
Yeah, that's the northerner mentality.
Yeah, my parents drink unsweet tea, and I don't understand how they do it. It comes out in like a cold glass. Like I want it to be melting my ice because they just took it off like the batch, basically. Like I want it warm, ton of ice in there.
Ton of sugar.
I do want it to be
straight up syrup, really.
I want it ice cold, but the syrup, nah, dude. I'm
Because then
good.
they're stirring in like the equal or whatever artificial sweetener, whatever they're stirring. I'm like, that's never going to dissolve. It's cold. Like,
Right.
What are we doing?
Cold doesn't dissolve.
It's harder for things to dissolve in cold.
Yeah, it's the worst when you go to a restaurant. They're like, oh, all we have is unsweet tea. They bring you unsweet over ice, and they give you some sugar or even just sweetener. It's going to take at least till you're done with dinner before it gets sweet.
Do y'all have like their longer spoons? But I feel like they're specifically made for like stirring.
Yeah, the stirring spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not like a Swizzler, not like a bar spoon. But it's like a spoon you would have in your drawer. My parents have an entire little slot.
Yeah, but it's
in their
like 6
drawer.
inches longer than it
Oh
should
yeah,
be.
it's way
Yeah.
thin and a tiny little head on it.
It's for the pitcher.
Yeah, like they have a whole thing of that. That's how much like unsweet tea they drink at the house.
But they don't need a stir because they put in.
Yeah, they got to stir in their sugar. They
They're-
do the unsweet.
So they do unsweet and then they sweeten it.
Yeah, like just put it in the pot and begin with, and you're done.
The hell is that?
Yeah, that's
Psychopaths.
true. Brew
Again,
it.
parents don't drink, so
Yeah, so that, you know what though? That gives them
all checks out.
yeah, it gives them that extra step where it's like, no, I made it just the way I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know.
I'm a sun tea guy.
Oh, that's the way my granddad used to make it. He put it in the big glass jar, set it right there on the windowsill.
I stick it right out here and I just let it cook through the day. And then of course, I made the mistake of reading like a bunch of online stuff about, they will take everything from you.
Yeah.
Everything. They're like, oh yeah, that's how you get sick. You make sun tea, it makes you sick. And I'm like, what? I've been drinking sun tea from like 2 to like 15.
Well, explains
What?
a lot of
Only
things.
tea I drank
Yeah.
was sun tea, but they say that it gets like these weird like tendrils that like come off of it.
sure.
It's all, and it's like that stuff will make you sick.
You shake it up, dissolve it.
I just realized I think what they're saying is if you just leave it out in the sun for 3 days, eventually
Yeah.
there's a point of diminishing return.
It turns into like an animal. Then like,
Yeah, so I just now I'm like, screw you. I'm making it, and at the end of the day, after it's been in the fridge all day, like I'll dump it and make it fresh the next
Sure,
day.
sure.
And I think that's how my loophole.
Yeah. My grandfather used to take, I think it was 1 tea bag, a cup of sugar.
I heard that about him.
And
Spoonful of sugar helps the tea bag go down. Isn't that the old Mary
Let's just
Poppins?
see how that goes.
Yeah.
and one of the gallon jars, and that's all it was: water, tea bag, cup of sugar, pour in the bottom, shake it up, put it in the windowsill, and let it sit.
Yeah, and then 4 hours later,
Yeah.
boom.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I like the hot sweet tea. I'm used to it being that way at a picnic. You pour, fill your glass up with ice.
I even bought the official like jug that says sun
Oh
tea
my
on it,
God.
and has all the stupid like
Yeah.
flower petals, like just
Yeah.
like grandma used to have. I wasn't gonna not have one.
Yeah, I'm just looking
Big
at.
brand guy.
I'm just looking up
Big
general.
brand guy.
I'm just looking up general Google information about sun tea, and it says that the best way to do it, on average, is 2 to 3 hours in the sun, and you definitely need to make your liquid sweetener. So that's like melt the water in the sugar, and, heat it up,
Or
pour
melt
it
the sugar in the water. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever way you
do
wanna.
it. But before you,
You make
Add it.
complicated syrup. I like simple syrup. You got to melt the water. He starts it as ice.
yeah, exactly,
He actually
exactly.
flies to Alaska, comes back up to a glacier,
yeah.
and like
Just
This
get a
is-
block of ice. Then you got to distill it down.
This is-
1940s, he's having ice blocks delivered for his ice chest.
Exactly.
This is straight
complicated
off
syrup.
This is straight off the dog sled.
Yeah. This is from the Iditarod.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Brendan's sweet tea stand has got 75 cents. I'm $1.50.
his is artisanal.
Yeah. Artisanal as shit.
Artisanal.
You see the fish slowly come back to life coming out of the glacier.
Yeah.
I can just picture it's one of those fish with the light coming off of its forehead. Like
deep
that-
sea ass
Yeah,
fish.
like that's how Stu does it, man.
That's how you know it's authentic.
Shit's
Yeah.
legit. Be like, you taste that? That's plankton.
It was heart global warming stew because he's taking all the fucking ice from Greenland, shipping it in.
He's saving us. He's saving
Yeah.
us from it melting and rising to sea level.
You were drinking it instead.
Yes. And he distills it through his kidneys and redisperses it back
As
to
they
You
do
guys are
in
giving me too
Louisiana.
many good ideas to just start up this company.
I don't think any of those ideas are good.
Stu's Shitty Sun Tea. SSST.
Oh, God.
I think you should.
Yeah, good luck. Find some kid on the corner and just beat him out of it.
I'm sure Brendan's kids would help.
I'm sure they would. They're
They're not
looking to
good
make.
citizens of the world.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
Just the one of them.
what the hell is... Yeah, let's read this.
If we could stop reading the kids' report cards, that'd be great. I don't see any value in what you're doing.
Probably not.
Just they're gonna listen back out of all the episodes, year after year.
Are you are you?
Best wishes next year.
Still a hearty fuck you.
Do you know if they've listened to any of the podcasts yet?
Oh god.
They haven't yet. One day they're going
Yeah.
to, and the floodgates are going to open, and they're going to start in season 7 and be like,
And
"They
work
talk
back.
about our grades." That's
Well,
messed
just the
up.
one of their grades.
I have done podcasts with them out here though,
Oh, okay.
like
They've
just,
been around?
No, just them.
Oh,
Like interviewing
Oh,
at
that's
different
right. I remember you
stages
talking
of their
about
life.
that. Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
pretty cool. And you
way-
kept them?
I think so.
Well, we should do a bring your kid to work day.
Yeah, I know. I
Just when
know.
they wanted to be YouTube stars?
Yeah,
They still want to be YouTube stars?
yeah.
Or they transitioned to like TikTok stars?
Well, yeah. TikTok star is now the thing, but unfortunately, my one daughter, like, all she watches is like these ratchet rock Bloxburg players and stuff, and she's developing like kind of these weird accents where I'm like, you wouldn't even know directions to the street, but yet
The street.
now you talk like you're from the street.
That's funny.
It's very it's very odd. So I'm trying to like call her out when I hear things that I'm like,
That doesn't quite jive.
that's not how you talk. Like, you can, but you have to earn those stripes. You know?
Got to get those teardrops one way.
Yeah, like I'm not going to be
Yeah.
anti if she's from the street, but she's not.
Far
She's
from them.
literally watching Roblox like videos with like just these jackass.
Ghetto Roblox, though? Like,
It's crazy.
what niche is this?
Roblox.
The niche she has found, and she is like all in, man.
That's funny.
She's got some cool screen names. I'll give her that. and for the record, she's a DJ.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty tight.
He's a
In
DJ.
that world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in the real world.
No, haven't heard a tune spun yet.
Time's coming.
I haven't even heard a beat drop in the house that I didn't initiate.
You got to get her set, like a little turntable.
That's what I got to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just add that out here.
That's what I need.
What if she turns it into like a high school or middle school club out here?
Well, part of me's down.
No.
Dance club by day, bar by night.
Yeah, that's not going to end well.
If you're over 15, you can't get in.
No, we're starting at
Fucking
18.
Tender Tots is back.
It's 18 to 20.
No,
is the-
for your daughter,
Yeah,
for your
Tot,
Tinder
that's
tots,
right.
yeah, for your daughter
Stu and
hosting
his Tinder tots.
all kids.
No, I'm gonna wait till
all
they're
DJ.
18, and then I'm gonna be like, "Here's your turntables." Yeah, dude.
Nah, she's gonna
You
show.
still doing the Be Real thing?
Oh man, I'm be real and hard.
Yeah, I saw like my first like post of that in the wild, which is to say that I saw people take a screenshot of their Be Real post and put it on Instagram, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, dude, you got to stick with me, man. I'm so hip. I'm so hip.
Well,
I
I'm
have
trying to-
2 friends now.
multiplying.
You know either of them?
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. It's
I don't know if it'd be
literally
better if you knew them or didn't know them.
it's literally Terrence from Penny Lane
Oh,
Pub
sick.
and Troy. Those are my 2 Be Real friends. And the worst part is that every day they're like
You just see the same photos of everybody.
And Terrence and I are the most boring motherfuckers in the world. Every time they drop a Be Real between 10 a.m. and like 5 p.m., it's he and I sitting and like there's our computer screens and then there's our bored ass faces.
Like you can look out the window or something, right? They don't get. Do they give you prompts of like?
You have 2 minutes if you want to try to stage something.
Okay.
And the worst part is they say you have 2 minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
But if I don't notice it till 20 minutes later,
Sure.
they still allow me to do it without any penalty. It just says
So do you think it's like 2 minutes from the time you like see the notification or interact with the notification? Maybe
it's 2 minutes from the minute the notification gets pushed to you, regardless of if you do anything with it. But the only way that you got a true Be Real is if you're within the 2 minute window. Otherwise, it puts the scarlet letter on you, like 25 minutes late.
Damn, they call you out.
Yeah, they'll put right on there,
Time-stamped.
Like
this,
watermarked.
This motherfucker waited till he got off the toilet.
Ouch.
You know.
So do they have like streaks or anything like where you can? Do you get awards for doing it every day?
No, I'm so far from a turkey. You know what I mean? Like I miss them all the time because I'm like in the middle
You
of
haven't even
something.
done 3 in a row.
But I have done one where I've full blown interrupted a WebEx. Like all of a sudden I've been like, ooh, got the notification and turned it up and been like, click,
Oh,
and they're like,
man.
what the hell was that? And I'm like, "Pfft, you guys don't
I'm
know
just
about
being real, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to be real, dude. You don't do Be Real. It's like I'm
That's hilarious.
trying to. And my favorite line is when people are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's huge in Europe.
It's huge.
Because it is like the fastest growing app in Europe.
Yeah, just hadn't made it across the pond yet.
So I love that horrible egotistical comment.
You're first.
Oh, it's big in Europe. You wouldn't understand.
No.
You know, you're still wearing bright colors. I'm in all black. So I'm a badass.
I smoke cigarettes for lunch every day.
Why wouldn't I smoke cigarettes? Of course I smoke cigarettes.
Had a croissant this morning.
Why wouldn't I?
I got nothing.
It's disturbing that you're not.
Yeah.
The only American thing I have is sun tea. Everything else is European.
Cancer sun tea.
Yeah. Cancer. Precisely. Yeah. How do you know he's American? Oh, he's fatty, has cancer, and sun tea. But outside of that,
Pure
the
sugar coursing through
the
him.
Slimming Black looks great on him, and those are awfully thin, long smokes.
Really hides the rolls.
Yes. My B-reels look awesome.
That's
So thanks
so
for
fun.
asking.
Well, I was trying to ask you, all right, so your daughters are wanted to be YouTube stars, now they want to be TikTok stars. I was trying to think, like, oh man, what's the next, like,
Be real.
I don't feel like the younger generation is going to get into that.
Because you're not European. You're not worldly.
That's
Fair.
You live in your own little bubble, bro.
God forbid. So are your kids on Be Real yet? Or you wouldn't know?
I really wouldn't know.
Did you ever put
Dad of the month.
Yeah. Did you ever put one of those apps on your kids' phones where you could like mirror it and screen share it and like you saw everything? Or you just like go out the world?
No, I mean I know how. I mean I know if I wanted to, I could. What is it? Mirror in on the
They
iPhones.
have apps that screen share.
Yeah. Like I think one of my coworkers was telling
Like
me,
I can't go back in time, but I can see what's happening in real
I
time.
think so. I think I overheard one of my coworkers talking about his son, and at night his wife would just like pull up the phone and be like, "What's he doing?" And like,
And it's a screen share.
I think so.
Well, you can, but iPhone does that. That's in your settings right
Yeah.
now. So if you allow me, or if you go in, like if I went into your phone and you allowed it, and you
But I mean,
pair
like,
the two numbers,
the
yeah,
apps-
the apps I don't know about.
I mean, the apps that they have is that you can go back and see all the text messages, all the notifications, and what web pages you're going to, and everything else. Like, that's terrifying to me.
Yeah, we don't have any of that. We have,
Also, as like a parent, I don't know that. Look, I don't want them to be doing stupid things, but like
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't need to see all the stupid.
we
things
have
they're
Life 360,
Yeah, that's what we have, and I'm good with that.
which literally just lets me know where the phone is.
doing. Location.
It's just location
Yeah.
sharing, but for the whole family.
But wait till you get, like I have the full, like I have the max level, whatever Life 3 tells me everything. Wait till you get to, oh, so-and-so had 12 hard brakes and was exceeding 80 miles an hour twice. And this is the trip they're going from. And, when it starts reading the car motion, that's when it gets scary.
Yeah, see, that would be the problem because my wife drives like a psycho.
I got an alert the other day because it said Aaron was excessively speeding. She was on the train doing 102 going to New York.
Well, she
I'm
was.
like,
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
excessively. But no, I can tracking where the kids are. I think is probably. I'm good with that. Seeing, I mean,
Yeah, I feel like as a parent, there definitely would be like a line in which
Yeah.
like I know things are probably happening on the other side of that line, but I don't want to see those things.
yeah. Or if she says, I mean, it's already happened twice where she's like, I'm going here, I left here, and I'm getting here, and this is when I'm going to be there, and I'm like, okay, and then I go back because I can't find her or she's not answering, and I look at it, and I'm like, well, you didn't leave when you said you left. You weren't where you were supposed to be, and so
What do you even
that's-
do with that information?
Well, because you can just with that information, I'm just calling her. I'll call her and say, "Hey, where are you? And exactly why did you say what you said?" But she's only done it twice, and now between what is it, Find My iPhone and Life 360, there's not a whole lot that unless she turns her phone off or she actively goes in and turns off the app. But then it
Or
lets
you
know.
just put your phone somewhere else.
Yeah, if you leave your phone, but then I can't get a hold of you. Like if you can't answer text messages, you
I
can't answer
guess,
the phone.
but I feel like
yeah.
that's the move, right?
Oh yeah, I would just ditch
Yeah.
mine if that.
You just put your phone somewhere and go, my bad.
Yeah, sorry, left it. Fell out of my pocket. I don't know what to tell you.
Left my phone
Yeah.
at such and such.
But see, I'm in this awkward dilemma right now because I technically have a college student who's 16.
Yeah, that's weird.
So what?
Doogie Howser over here.
What do you say is?
Acceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's hard.
I knew.
Anything you would do for a 16-year-old.
Well, good luck.
Well, right, yeah. It was. I mean, I remember she asked me the other day. Well, not the other, but this is just past. She was like October. I mean, granted, she's a senior in high school now. She's done, but she was like, "Dad, can I go with my friends who are seniors, some are 18 and 19, everybody's going up to JMU for Halloween weekend. Can I go with them? I'm like, no, you're 16. Fuck no. Stay here.
That's hard.
But now she's going to be.
Oh man, I'd go.
Well, yeah.
Next time, just send Brendan.
There is nothing sluttier than college Halloween. Like I am not missing the first time I get that opportunity. I'm going.
Emma, call your goddad.
Yeah.
Let him take you up to Halloween.
Oh no. I want
He wants
no
to go
part
by
of that.
himself.
100%. Lee
He just wants the invite to know where to go.
Yeah, like I want to be able to get into the Sig Ep house. I don't want to like take your daughter.
Emma, you can go if
This
you.
is my friend.
Emma,
Yeah.
you can go if you have a chaperone. Call Brendan.
No, hell no. I'd be like, put on some clothes. Whatever happened to just nurse?
Just nurse.
Just nurse.
Respectable profession.
No shit. Like, what part do you specialize in, slutty nurse? I don't like that at all.
Yeah. That would be awkward.
Yeah, be real.
Be real.
My Be Real. Dude, are you going to get on Be Real?
Absolutely not.
I need friends bad.
If I did, I would just do it to be your friend and then not do anything.
But you'd be shamed into it because you can't see my awesome Be
for
Real
real?
until you post yours. So it shames you into it.
Nah, I'm all the way out then.
Don't you want to see my computer screen?
Every day between 10 and 5.
You can't access it unless you're active.
You can't see anybody's Be Real from that day until you post yours. It forces you.
So you posted it at like 11:59 p.m.
Yeah, be forced.
Yeah. This sounds like a hostage situation, actually.
It kind of is. And it's crazy because I keep thinking I'm going to see something dope. I'm like, oh, I got to put it up. And then it's Terrence like researching if he needs to give his people off of work. And I'm like oh,
What
that's
days
not-
am I legally required to be closed?
Yeah. That's
So it's
basically the kind of stuff I see.
I'm playing ignorant. It's screenshot of your screen or is it screenshot of what you're doing?
I take a picture and
You
it
selfie-ing?
takes a selfie picture and then it takes whatever's in front of the camera.
Oh.
So it activates both cameras and that's your Be
Fancy.
Real. Super fancy.
And is it a picture or is it a video? 2 minutes.
As far as I know, it's a picture.
Ooh.
Unless we're all like super still.
So have we?
Why is nobody moving?
So is the? Have we found like who the? Is this like a Chinese platform also like TikTok is?
Oh, I'm sure they're spying somehow.
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get at is like, are they looking at it from the like, all right, now we can find out where people are in this exact moment. Like we're gathering real time rather than like on Instagram or TikTok. Like technically,
Oh,
you can
okay.
put stuff
They could
like,
establish.
late.
They could
Yeah.
establish patterns.
Yeah, they can start gathering like
The
data.
best time to deal with
Yeah.
like this part of
Yeah.
Virginia
Yes.
is at 2:00 because I'll tell you,
Fucking
everybody's sitting on their ass.
I'm sure they already know that.
Ah,
I'm sure they already
that's-
know that much. They're just figuring out what you're looking at.
Look at that! Do you see the door just open?
Did.
The screen door?
Pretty exciting, right there. Yeah, literally. Atlanta Jim just walked in the door, man. Grab a mic, dude. Grab a mic.
Fellas, how you guys doing?
We are good,
bad,
man.
not too
Hey,
bad.
so just so you know, new setup. You don't have to get right up on the mic anymore. You can
was
just
good enough?
kind of talk. Yeah, you're
That's
already.
honestly so good already.
Yeah, wait till you hear yourself.
It's wild. This thing does all kinds of work for me now.
Sounds good.
Hey, do you have a Be Real account?
I've never heard of that.
Good. Keep it that way.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Oh,
If it tells you anything, Brendan has one. So
still
you can
sitting
stay
at two
on.
friends.
Yeah. Tell them what it does.
It's just the sweetest app right now in Europe.
It's
So,
hot in Europe.
It's so hot right now. You should have it. My boy Shell turned me on to it. No, not my friend.
I'm about to say, what the hell?
Yeah.
He wasn't on your list.
No, he sent me the stuff. You know, he sent.
Oh, is
he's
this
a
like an
listener.
invite only kind of thing?
No, it's clearly not. But apparently, being my friend is.
Yeah, very exclusive club.
It's way too exclusive. Like,
You're trying to open the doors a little bit more.
I would like some more people because, yeah, it's literally the same two schmucks doing the same two damn things.
Can anybody see you though if they wanted to, or do they have to be your friend?
I have it locked down to. I mean, I could make
Make
a
it
bunch
public?
of bullshit friends, but that's not how. Man, social media, man. I'm trying to be like with my friends. Got two.
And it is REAO, right?
It's Be Real,
Yeah, okay.
like properly spelled in
French
Polish.
social media app. This has been around since 2020.
Yeah, dude, we're raging. Imagine how hot it was in
Gained
2020.
popularity with Gen Z in early 22. Look at you hanging out with the Gen Z.
So hot.
All the kids.
I'm so hip right
This
now.
does check out, honestly.
Hell yeah, it does, man.
Gen Z.
good.
They can't drink either.
It's just me in my Supreme shirt. Just rocking my Be Real app, dude.
Oh yeah.
Hot shit.
Well, I'm happy for you.
And Stussy's back, which is super exciting for me. All I wore for a long time, but now it's like it's finally creeping back out of the underground and being cool again. I'm noticing everybody cooler than me has Stussy, so I'm about to unpack a bunch of baggy Stussy gear and be a badass.
fit right in, dog.
Stussies.
It's your time. You're thriving.
Things are looking up. Things are
Losing
looking
weight. Eyes are looking good.
up. Dude, this not drinking thing has got me clear-headed,
Clearly, you were thinking so clearly.
which is yeah. That's why I keep buying all my Supreme.
Do you find yourself getting through work faster?
Nope.
Then never mind.
You still have ADD. That disease was not brought on by alcohol. That is just a brain that does not fire properly across the synaptic gap. That's what I've got there.
Oh man.
It doesn't work in my favor. Yeah, I just sit there now more clear-headed, staring off, thinking about bullshit.
I can focus on that bullshit very well.
Yeah, I can get down a rabbit hole twice as fast as I
there you
used
go.
to, if that's what you're worried
It's efficiency,
about.
baby.
I'm pretty damn efficient. at nothing important. Work is still a panic at the deadline. You know, that's
Know
Still-
about that.
it's still very much how it rolls. But I've lost. This is the first time in a decade I've been under 200 pounds. It's crazy.
Seriously?
Damn.
Just not drinking. Yeah, oh yeah.
That's it. The only change.
I haven't done anything. One thing I've noticed, I don't eat as much because I'm not craving foods as much. To
You
the
don't have
point,
that kind of like buzzed hunger, like, oh, I've had 2 beers and I
so
want chips.
I looked it up because I was like, can cutting alcohol make you eat less? And it turns out that when you're drinking all those sugars all the time,
You're craving more sugar.
your body craves more sugar, and that's why you crave. Like everyone agrees that a McDonald's cheeseburger and some fries will help with the hangover. That's your shitty body
Yeah, asking for shit.
Lying to
going
you.
through all that sugar and processing it, and like, we need some more sugar and some fats.
Yeah.
And who has more sugar and fat than good
old Mickey D's.
Ronald's got it in spades, you know? And so that's why we crave it. And I've noticed that, like, I'll eat a meal and be like, stop. I never stop.
Yeah.
And it's all those cravings. Or like, I think, oh, I really want to go eat this bullshit. Even though I'm not drinking, like in the days after drinking, it was probably about day 4, day 5. I was like, not that hungry all of a sudden. Like, I stopped having cravings and needing to eat as much. And so that, coupled with the lack of booze,
Sheds right off.
yeah, it was down to $1.99. And I was like, I got $1.99 the other day at like 8 in the morning because I was in the gym at 8 in the
Oh,
morning.
you're gonna lose a couple
which
more
is
pounds then.
Weird
Great.
because I'm never in the gym at 8 in the morning. And I was like, I stood on it and it said 200.1, and I pulled the keys out of my pocket and dropped them. And I was like, hell yeah, I did it. But then last night at like 9 o'clock, after like dinner and like everything, I went in there and I was $1.99 even. And I was like, oh shit. Like,
At the
it's,
end of the day, huh?
yeah, I was like, okay, like I've actually lost weight. Now I'm going to get rid of that. Don't
Because
worry.
you can like, can't you have like a 3-pound swing weight wise daily, just in general? from-
Over weekends, I average an 8-pound swing.
Wow.
When I was
What?
drinking,
Average.
average.
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
you're 8 pounds heavier on Monday morning?
Like I'll go to the gym on Friday morning and be like 205, and then go in Monday and be 213, pretty much on the regular, because I just start drinking.
Yeah, but that's
I just keep eating.
Yeah.
And I just pack it on. I love being fat.
but that's from the cycle of nothing Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, except for the podcast, which is a nightmare. Which I'm quitting this, by the way, guys. This is the final
Awesome.
episode.
Troy's not even here to say goodbye.
Troy'd be like,
Waiting for this day.
he'd be fired up. Nah, fuck you, Troy. We'll keep doing it.
Just to spite you.
We'll just keep rolling. No, I've been blown away that the
Yeah,
weight
that's
has
dope.
has come off. But now I'm in that like mental state where it's like, well, I kind of want to keep doing that.
Well, that's a good part. Like when you find that good habit,
Yeah,
keep riding that wave.
feels pretty good. But I'm gonna fall right off.
Yeah,
that's coming.
That's the downside.
Because I know tomorrow night is like a whole
Yeah,
night
yeah,
with
yeah.
my wife, and she was like, "Well, I mean, you're gonna be drinking then." I was like, "You're damn right." Like, but that was the day I put out in the future. That was it. So tonight, you guys get sober me.
It's all good.
Joy to all of us.
But look at the difference between last week, like going through withdrawal, to like now. Of course, I'm also healthier now. I felt like
I mean, you're shredded up right now.
shredded.
So.
You know how I know I'm shredded? I shaved everything.
He was just standing here before we started with his shirt up, just like
Yeah.
rubbing his belly, like, yeah, look at me.
Why wouldn't
We don't need to see that.
But that's
We just don't need to see
That's
that.
how I know that like I'm feeling good because
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I should lose? A pound of hair too. Shave all that stuff off, but keep the happy trail because you know.
I mean, for obvious
Respect.
Is
reasons.
that a thing? I was just hearing about that. Like, shave everything, wax or whatever, and keep the happy trail.
100% for me. Never shaved the happy
Never heard
trail.
that until today.
And now you've heard it twice.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
something.
That's how you know it's a
Well,
thing.
you know, Brendan's a trendsetter, so.
What's the kids? If the kids do it, I heard about it on Be Real.
Yeah. Oh.
It's big in Europe. You wouldn't understand.
The reason that is because I remember in middle school, I was so upset that I wasn't growing hair. I wasn't turning into a man, and I had these fears. You know, I was like, man, they're gonna make me shower, and they're all gonna point at my little hairless dick, and it's gonna be heartbreaking. And like, I got no hair under my pits. Like, if I could have, man, I would have drawn hair. And like, I was devastated. that
Glued some shit on.
I remember having that conversation with this kid Sean, and like we were both sitting there in my pool, we're both like leaning on the edge, and I was like, I'm not growing hair. And he was like, bro, I'm not either. And like then we started talking about it. We were like, what are we gonna do? And so we were like, it's better to smell bad after gym than to be outed. And like we came to the conclusion that we would smell bad then.
Yeah.
Like we made a pact.
Yeah,
We'll just
smelly
smell
bros.
bad until shit stick all of a sudden got hairs, and then he's like, you know,
See you later,
Good luck, buddy.
yeah, I'm out. All of a sudden, you know, he reeks of Brute and Old Spice. I'm like, you suck. But so the first hair that came in was that happy trail for me. That's like,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I was so proud that ever since then, I will never, ever get rid of that
Those are your
hair
OGs.
because it took forever to get those hairs.
23, 24?
25.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about right then.
But so now when I trim everything up, the happy trail, the most I'll do is make it shorter.
Yeah. Trim that.
But
not-
that landing strip, which is funny because there's not even a natural happy
Well,
trail there. There's
that's-
just this giant like afro. puff
Landing
down
strips are
there.
meant for somebody else.
Yeah,
So
land, motherfucker. Land.
That's what I'm saying. Do you take it from that puff down to a strip?
Yeah,
We don't want to see. Jesus.
Confirmation.
Yeah.
that's a
not bad.
sweet strip,
Confirmed.
dude.
Yeah, it's tight.
It's a sweet
Love that
I'm-
for you.
I'm actually a little afraid it's a little far to the right.
Dude, your
It does-
your
it does
belly
veer a
button.
bit.
It does veer a little bit. I know.
Your belly button's like a foot above your belt.
Yeah,
because my pants are falling down. I haven't had a drink,
He's on
man.
200 and all of a sudden he got
I don't wanna see
Follow
that.
the trail, Stu. Follow the trail.
So have you like
sad,
solicited
sad,
your
sad.
wife's opinion on your body hair in general? And I guess I could ask all of y'all as people who have partners that they live with.
She never comments on my chest hair, but I get a lot of comments about the hair that I'm unaware of.
The ones that she finds.
Yeah, the one
Above your ass.
that's called
Yeah.
that's lovingly in my home referred to as the tuft.
The tuft.
And
Ooh.
the tuft bothers me a little bit.
It's
How
not
tough
good.
does the tuft get?
My tuft is probably about 25% of a standard tuft right now because I will take her razor because fuck her for giving me this mental shit. I take her razor and I drag
Just
it
dull
across
the
it
fuck out
a
of that
couple
thing.
times,
Yeah.
but I don't go all the way to it. Just kind of thins the herd
Sure.
so that I just have like a manageable tuft. I don't want to get rid of the tuft.
It's a managed forest.
It's managed for it.
Fair.
You know, I get rid of like 3 out of every 4 trees.
Sure.
Really playing that for us.
I love that.
Have her
for you.
wax it for you. I had my wife do that.
Oh.
That is awful. I mean, it hurt so fucking bad. I can't even tell you. It was terrible.
But like it was a bonding moment for y'all, right? Like you felt good about it?
No.
No,
No.
I wouldn't.
I was
either.
screaming like a girl. My kids came running like, what is happening to dad? I'm like,
So you like hated it in the moment,
Embarrassed.
but like post felt good.
yeah, I felt good at
Just
the
did it
beach.
the one
A little
time?
more confident. Yeah, you know.
There you
Walking
go.
around strutting my stuff. Like, there's no hair there anymore.
So I like that. I think I need to. I might have to look into that.
Yeah.
Have you ever, boy?
Come on, let's go.
Have you ever?
Doors open now.
Buttholes. Have you ever considered getting rid of the hair in your ass crack?
Considered?
Considered.
Sure.
Okay, because I know women do this all the time. And
Yeah,
I have
God bless
been
'em.
I have been stuck in conversations with women lately where they're all talking about it. And they talk about this like it is the single greatest thing they've ever done. These are women that do bikini waxes,
like
do all these
Brazilian
other things.
wax?
Yeah, they go in and they're like, it's amazing. And then I had some women really feeling comfortable with me talking about it's now like a one wipe situation because there's no forest
Sure.
to get caught up
Oh,
in.
I see where you're going with this.
So
I think I'd like to think of it more of as like a meadow than a forest in that situation.
sure, little wildflowers. But it's not. It's poop on hair.
yeah.
You see? It's actually disgusting.
Yeah.
But
What do they call that?
so I did this a long time ago, not a wax, but like I dragged like a razor just through there one time to see what happened, and immediately it came
Started
back
bleeding.
like sandpaper. No, it was like sandpaper. As soon as it grew in, it was like
No.
and it was like really, really painful. Like it like chafed up. It was awful. So I was like, well, I'll never do that again. What an idiot. But then so I'm asking all these women about it, and they're like, no, you get nothing like that. It doesn't come back that way if you wax it. It's only if you would shave it that you get kind of chafing. And I'm like, you're lying.
They just want you to do it.
But so part of me is like, should I just like wax that bum one time to see what's up?
Can we have an ITPH like joint trip?
Like you want to go
Yeah.
get your butthole waxed
do it.
with me, like as
Yeah.
boys?
We can just like hold hands on the side.
And then bleached.
Bridge too far. Bridge too far.
And
We're not that close.
What he said. Started.
Troy
with
would do
bleaching.
it. I'll speak for Troy and say that he'll do it.
They have enough wax.
oh, oh boy,
Those poor bees.
Body bag him when he's not even here.
There's a whole summer's worth of work. Those poor bees.
I imagine that's like the scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin when the woman's like, "We need backup. Let's go."
we shaved Troy. He's 10 pounds lighter.
All right, Troy. First off, I want to say I love you. Second off, where do you stop and end when you have that much body hair?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to.
Like I feel like you have to do everything because
No.
otherwise, you got to then do like a taper. Like, how do you do it?
I just assume that they know.
They're professionals.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna. I don't feel like I have to go in there and be like, yeah, I want you to do a skin fade to a 2.
It's like a barber shop. You go,
Yeah.
it's like
Hey,
load high, my man, load high.
Yeah, I assume I don't have to say
you
that.
actually might want to do the fade because otherwise you're just gonna have a line where your leg hair
Yeah,
starts.
so I
And a
have
lightning bolt. Can I get a lightning bolt
Yes.
in the tuft?
yeah,
Hell yeah.
I mean, because you're shaving.
That's where you want it to point down towards your ass, like this way, ladies.
yeah.
This is where I like it.
Light here.
Wait, Brendan's shaving. He's cutting weight. He's joining the WWE.
You got some body oil up in there too.
I don't, but I would like to get some.
Dog, that's easy.
It's obvious next step.
You got the donks wrong too. Like you could be the next top rope flyer.
Hell yeah, dude. The Daytona Nightmare. I think
That
should-
Typically, you want the a little more alliteration than Daytona Nightmare.
No. The reason he answered that so quickly tells me he's had that name in his head forever.
No, I
He's like,
haven't.
this is what I want to do when I grow up.
No, I don't know how to get alliteration into the
The
Daytona.
Nicaraguan Nightmare or something like.
Because the Daytona dongs are wrong.
Okay, all right. So then you need something with a D in the second word.
Damn right.
Daytona dongs.
Just Daytona dong.
Daytona dong.
Yeah.
The kids will love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kids holding signs. We want the dog. We want the dog.
No, new name.
Oh, sorry. That's on Tender Tots. My bad. My
New
bad.
name. New name. Jeez.
Wow. Why are the FBI at my house, Lee?
That's a you problem, my man.
I'll figure out a name.
Yeah.
I'll come up with something
Report back next week.
real nice. I'm going to come out here wearing the dong sarong, just lubed up,
Yes.
butthole
Please.
clean as a whistle.
Please. Who says no?
Yeah, dude. I like it. I like it. Yes, I don't know. They kept talking about I can't believe that came up. I mean,
Yeah, that's a very forward conversation.
I've been burying that one deep. I don't know why.
They wish they were burying it deep in you. Heyo.
Really?
Is there a button for that?
Yeah, I don't think that was very good at all. And it was like low hanging fruit, and it was like not even good.
No pun intended.
Piss poor, man. Piss poor.
I'll step it up.
Yeah. You fucking go
That's
do
what
it.
I'm going for here for sure.
I want 10 Hail Marys and come on back, man. Get your rosary beads out. You have sinned. I'm very disappointed. Oh, is it time, Stu? I like your attitude.
I'm just checking in.
Let's get some delis going.
All right,
Let's get
hang
some
on a second.
Non-alcoholic delis. Everybody's
I
excited.
just didn't know how to transition away from shaving your butthole.
Literally anything.
No,
works.
waxing, not shaving.
Wait,
waxing.
okay.
Oh, no,
Well,
no,
he
we'll
shaved
never-
it.
That was a mistake.
He's learned. He's growing.
I've made an error, and now I'm working towards a wax.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh, 100%. But it's got to be like an immediate thing. It's probably going to go away in an hour or two, and then you're going to feel great.
I feel like they're just gonna pull the O-ring right out.
Blasted it right out.
Just look like calamari down there, just all in pain. You know, like just bad.
Yeah, don't. I hope not for that.
I mean, I would assume they know. Like,
Yeah.
don't go any closer than that.
What do you mean any closer?
I don't know how far it goes. I don't know anything about what's back there. Nothing.
All right, fair.
Literally know nothing. I bought a bidet so I can just avoid
Not think about it
the
anymore.
whole situation. I avoid like the plague, that whole area.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I think a lot of guys probably just don't think about anything on their backside at all.
No, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's your problem.
Yeah.
I never got
you ever-
Invisalign until I had to do Zoom.
Yeah. Do you ever get like the random like one hairs, like the extra dark and curlies, like on the shoulder?
Yeah, about 100 of them.
See, I don't get much complaint from my significant other, except for when she turns her head and looks, we're standing beside each other, she's like, look at that ear.
Oh, I hate the ear comment.
Because
man.
you're like, that's the one part I can't really see, and I'm not paying attention. Yes, I'm at that age where things are your eyebrows are getting hairy, your ears are getting hairy, nose hairs.
Yeah.
She's like, why don't you, you're like, you got nose hair.
Yeah, one of them roto tools.
Yeah, I
Get
was
you a
like, but
little Dremel.
you save the one nose hair so you can pluck it and cry at a funeral. Just in case you need to. Because you pull that one, you're going to tear up in a heartbeat.
10 Hail Marys over there?
what happened to our board where we kept like points for Stu?
Yeah, -1s too. Okay. Cry at funerals because somebody died.
Do you know them? You're just invited.
He's
because
Will
somebody else
Ferrell.
knew
If
somebody.
you were invited, you know them.
No.
In
you
fact,
have to go with
no
somebody
one
else.
invites anybody to a funeral. You go because you feel obligated.
I've
out
been
of
to
respect.
funerals with somebody
Like a significant
like
other.
your significant other knows somebody, you have no clue who they were. Childhood friend you've
So
never met.
he's Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers right now.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, just going on.
He's stuck on this topic for some reason. Tender tots. I don't know.
I believe in you.
Oh, Stu.
Let's try this beer.
Yes.
Oh,
So this
we're trying
right
to Bud
here, this is the Samuel Adams Just the Haze non-alcoholic hazy juicy IPA. I have got big hopes because it's Sam
This is
Adams
my
here.
first NA beer.
in your life.
I've never had one before. I've never really seen a point personally because
No, why?
this
is
still
so
gives
you
you the
can,
taste, but
and the empty
not the
calories.
tickle.
That's perfect. It's really good.
so
It's like getting your butthole waxed the day after you just got it waxed. Why? Why are you back? It's just, what are you doing? It's already clear. Like, now it just hurts. It's raw.
I need another layer of skin gone.
Yeah.
is that a nice Sam 76 koozie you're using too?
That's a Spirit of 76.
Same thing. Close enough.
But yeah, let's give it a try.
Can I give the description?
Oh, please.
Please.
With this Sam Adams non-alcoholic brew, we remove the alcohol slowly and gently, leaving all the, what does it say, rich flavor of the world-class IPA. It's hazy, hoppy, and brewed with pride and attention to detail. Cheers on the bottle.
Cool.
It tells me a lot.
Yeah.
What a waste of my time. We got to stop doing these.
Yeah, dude. Like this. This tastes good.
It does. Sure. It's
But
great.
why am I ordering this?
Nobody knows. But it's good to know. Like the Guinness was perfect. I will get that Guinness.
Sure.
I will drink that non-alcoholic Guinness in certain situations, no doubt. Like it was excellent.
So, as somebody that doesn't drink like a lot of NA stuff, do all of them say that contains less than 0.5% alcohol?
That is
pretty
the
standard?
official.
Okay, that's
yeah.
the threshold.
Yeah, and it has to be below 0.5% of alcohol. So
That's fair.
technically, you could probably like face 20 of these and you might feel something.
You'd be like, I could do a taco right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is my belly so big?
That's the thing. You're still getting all the carbs and the
I was saying,
bullshit.
this, to its credit, tastes like a beer.
It does taste like a beer. And the old O'Douls and all that never
Yeah.
tasted like a beer. It was bad.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like,
They're getting better.
if it tastes like a beer, good. That's a check mark. But why am I not just drinking?
Have you ever had hop water?
Yeah.
So it's literally just like seltzer water that they put hops in. And I think I'd rather drink that than this because it's kind of
Is this
refreshing.
too
and
similar
feels-
to a beer?
No.
Oh.
I have misgivings about this beer. Not
I
to
get-
bury the lead.
I got a few things that I like about it, a few things I don't like about it.
Well, we should start with you because that sounds riveting.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a few points for one. When I cracked it, it smells like an IPA. So I'll give it that. I like hazy IPAs just in general, but the way this finishes and the taste is kind of just flat.
Yeah.
I'd expect more. And
I was thinking the same thing. It does taste a little flat at the end.
yeah, and it's not like it's. It's not for the lack. Is it just right there?
Yeah.
It's just right there
Flat
pissing.
bad,
Yeah.
Well, you think
Take your
I-
happy
the
trail
end.
somewhere. Take
why are we body bagging him now? Just because he stepped out the room? Like,
Oh yeah, but we don't need to see everything. He's
just
like,
like
look at my
leaning-
happy trail.
he's
leaning
trying.
back in the door.
Yeah. So
Well, Stu was doing such a good job.
Yeah. And then he just had to point out.
You
that it was
walked
in the-
away while he was talking. What did you think was going to happen?
Precisely what happened.
thought he would have done more, but he just stayed right there.
Right in eyesight.
Get out of there.
So you think it's a little flat?
For the finish, and it doesn't for an IPA. Maybe it's just that's the whole thing. It's the lack of alcohol that loses. That's the change of the flavor. Period.
I think if you handed this to somebody without telling him it was a non-alcoholic beer, I don't know that they would know.
Maybe. I think there's something wrong with it. I think it's off. But I'm waiting for Stu to give a score so we can.
I'm gonna give it 2.5.
Yeah.
Marketing sucks because you can't see anything.
Fair score.
I honestly
saying.
don't tend to like IPAs, mainly because most of them to me taste like grapefruit, and I just don't like grapefruit.
Okay.
But when I taste this, it tastes more of like an orange flavor.
Okay.
And so when I taste it, I honestly think this is one of the better IPAs I think I've ever had.
A man who dislikes IPAs right there.
Yeah. So I'm tasting it thinking like, yeah, I'd definitely drink this if it wasn't for the NA part. I'm not looking to have a beer that's not got alcohol.
But if this had booze in it, you'd be like, this is a great
Definitely. This would be one of the better I've ever had. But
Wow.
I don't tend to like IPAs, generally speaking.
IPA. Okay.
I'm a
so
stout guy.
You are. So what would you give that then?
I'd say 3.
Okay.
2.5, 3. Yeah, 3.
He's heading. You're on the other side of the hump.
Yeah.
Fairly good. My problem with it, there is that flatness that I taste. I like the juicy level. Fairly
Yeah.
juicy. It's kind of thick. I think that goes hand in hand with some of the flatness. There's a sweetness to it though that I'm not super keen on. And there's the same thing. The only thing I noticed about the Guinness NA was that it was a touch sweeter. That was the one thing that came through to me. That was the only thing I could taste that was really different. Was it was just a touch sweeter, and I was thinking that had something to do with the alcohol not combating the sugars somehow. But this one has like it's got a sweetness that kind of sits in the back of my throat that I don't really care for. So
Like artificially sweet almost.
it's a weird artificial sweetness. It's almost like if you've ever made beer, there's a point where you have the wort, the
Yep.
WORT, and the wort is like that malty, thick, caramelly kind of nonsense. And there's a sweetness in the air when you do that tastes like what this is. It's almost like the wort comes through. And so for me, I'm going to go 2.5 with Stu. It's got some forgivable things that I like. It's got some unforgivable things I don't like.
So I have a question.
2.5 for me. Even if I put it in the non-alcoholic beer range, I'm not going past a 2.5.
Does it mean anything that they're calling this a malt beverage?
Yeah, the wort that actually adds up.
But because an IPA or in most when you just get a regular IPA, it's not saying it's a malt beverage. It's just an Indian Pale Ale. So that sweetness might be them using a malt beverage and trying to pawn it off as a hazy?
Sons of bitches.
That's my
Makes
question.
sense. No, I think you're probably right because malt is sweet, and I'm tasting more sweet than I think I should in a beer.
Because it just says malt beverage with natural flavors. That's what they're marketing it.
There you go.
Yeah, I do think as I've had more of it, there is, and maybe I didn't put it into words until you started saying it. It was like, yeah, I do kind of get a little sweetness now, and I can't tell if that's you're influencing me on that or not. But
I didn't mean to.
yeah, no, it's. I do think it's good for a non-alcoholic beverage. I was telling y'all before we started the Guinness NA Drought is very good. Like I like that a lot.
For sure.
But this I think is good. I do think that you could probably hand this to somebody and not tell them it's a non-alcoholic, and they would have a hard time knowing that. Like, I don't think it's missing that alcoholic flavor.
Yeah,
but
it has to be on your radar.
But I want it to have that. I think this would be a good IPA if this had that in there. So I'm somewhere between a 2.5 and a 3, and if I do a 3, that'll land us at a 2.75. So I'll give it a 3 because I think it's
Numbers guy.
above
Fair enough.
average. And yeah, if you're like Brendan and not drinking right now, probably worth seeking out, trying it.
No, go get the Guinness.
The Guinness was good.
Guinness was tasty.
That was-
Like, that is the
Yeah.
drink so far. I'd rather have a Buckler's, and that's been around forever, which is more like or a St. Pauli NA. I guess I've had a lot of different NAs in my life. I've been really
So
dancing
lighter.
around this sobriety thing for a while. It just doesn't stick. Lee, you sent me a story a dozen times because you kept following up. So I feel like you want to talk about it. I'm actually kind of intrigued by this story. You want to
Yeah, I'll
put it
try,
out
and give,
there?
I'll try and give like the rough outline of it. But apparently in India, this woman was attacked by an elephant. And this is what they call like a tusker elephant, which, I mean, they have the big pointy tusks, not just like the little short guys. Apparently was attacked and killed by this elephant. R.I.P. Hate to see it. Whatever. So they bring her back to the village. They're getting ready to have the the ceremony. Put her on. I think they're doing like a pyre, like they're burning her body and everything else. And old elephant comes back and decides that old elephant ain't done with this bitch. Knocks her off.
Now, so where the kill occurred was, I'm assuming, very far from where the house is. I mean, they're not.
yeah,
they're
I mean,
not.
it's
one and
not
the
like
same.
in the backyard.
But so it's not like this thing's defending a territorial spot.
No.
Like it killed her over here,
Yeah.
and then
Not-
it came back.
hmm It hunted her down
Damn right.
and said, "I'm about to finish this fucking job."
Is this? Oh, God.
So apparently they had the family, the village had gathered for this ceremony, celebration of life and all, and the elephant and brought friends this time, brought the whole herd of elephants, and they're stampeding and like trampling people and like a whole clusterfuck of calamity. Ends up grabbing the woman again, throwing her in the air, trampling her. They destroy the house that she lived in, kills goats that they have at the house, and a horse that they have at this house.
Vendetta.
Just full on
Yeah.
vengeance. So then everyone's like, all right, what did this woman do to this elephant? Because
And
you hear everything
for
about
a fact, an elephant never forgets.
Exactly. They talk about like,
That bitch crossed that elephant.
yeah, so what did she do that deserved that? Like, was she just provoking this elephant the whole time?
I mean,
Said-
it's. I find it wildly interesting. You
that's
remember?
crazy.
There was a few months ago we were talking
The
about
dogs with the monkeys?
Yeah, the monkeys were
Yeah.
literally going and they were grabbing dogs and then running them up to the top of the building and throwing them off.
Yeah.
And then coming back down and getting more dogs and bringing them up because the dogs had come in and attacked, the monkey tribe and like had killed a couple of the babies. And so the monkeys like joined forces, came into the town and then started destroying all of the dogs. I think this is another vendetta type situation. We just don't know what she did. I'm going to side with the elephant here.
So the woman was 70 years old also.
Oh, of course, which is the age of hate.
Well, the elephants also escaped from like a natural preserve sanctuary kind of thing. So it's like, all right, they're in a nice, peaceful place. Like, what wires got crossed here?
That lady did something.
She must definitely.
Well, it says the sanctuary was 10 miles away, so this guy traveled for.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
go get
elephant
this
never
lady.
forgets. I'm going to go that 10 miles. I'm going to kill her.
The older woman was attacked while fetching water in a district in India. She was rushed to the hospital, but her injuries were too severe. Her family held a funeral for her, only for the elephant to return and trample her corpse.
That's so metal, dude. It's like, I love it.
The elephant's like, I don't know if I finished the job.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, she was like, man, they took her away to the hospital.
I'm going to be the Daytona Fint. I never forget when you cross me.
Yeah.
That could be it.
I don't know. I just imagine.
Oh, yeah, the Daytona Fint is here. Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, you think I'm gonna forget? I'm gonna beat you, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna beat you again. The Daytona Fint.
I just imagine again.
And then I'm going to shave you.
Yeah.
Then look at my bottle.
God.
That wasn't supposed to come out.
I just, again, imagine your whole family, your village has gathered for your funeral, and this herd of elephants comes rolling up, and just like, nah, we're taking this over. We're crushing your house.
I love that he
killing
crushed
your
the
goat,
house, too.
killing a horse. I mean,
Anything with her stink on.
yes, like that's the only thing I can find. It's like they were just like that one.
There she is.
Yeah.
The stink is real. Don't touch her. Don't get the
Yeah.
stink on you.
Oh my, yeah. It's like the plague and
Went and killed the mortician, the one who'd been like putting makeup on her all day. Like, why are you after me? You smell like her.
I just can't. Just that scene's got to be wild to see. So apparently, don't cross an elephant. Like, always bring them hay and peanuts, and
Whatever you got to do, just don't piss off the
don't look
elephant.
them in the eyes.
Oh man, I mean, I would love to find out what she did. Somebody knows.
All right, if she was 70 and gathering water, like what? And again, was she at the wrong watering hole that she shouldn't have been at? But the elephant wasn't supposed to be there because they escaped from the sanctuary. So like,
Oh,
What
wait.
happened?
It's the other way around. The elephant's mental.
that's what I'm saying.
It's not her fault. The elephant's.
And it just decided this is the person that I want to
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, Tuskers don't do that.
Tuskers are ambivalent to people. Come on.
Yeah, unless they cross them.
He shouldn't have had any tusks.
So we think just wrong watering hole. She just like put the bucket in the water the wrong way, like,
I think she like kicked a baby.
and the elephant saw it and was like,
Yeah, like was trying to get water and the baby's down there and she's like, get the hell out of here.
baby elephant,
Yeah.
not a baby person.
Yeah, no, baby elephant, kind of like, get the hell out of here. I got work to
I don't
do.
think you
Shoo,
should kick a
shoo.
baby elephant. I think even like his babies, they're huge.
Ask the elephant. It won't forget. It knows.
Taking that one to the grave.
It knows. It knows what she did.
Mama ain't raised no snitch.
She did something.
I don't know.
Eyeballing them.
Thinking
tusks.
wrong place, wrong time. Just
Yeah.
unlucky.
But then he came back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the part that.
But
is
he
like-
had the scent
Yeah.
and the thrill of the stampede. Like
yeah.
he wanted more of that shit.
Just bloodlust. at that point.
Yes. He had a taste of it and wanted more.
Yeah.
But just
Your whole
that,
family.
that same body.
Again,
I want to stop
to destroy
that.
the house, to kill the goat, to kill the horse.
That's
like,
a vendetta. That's
yeah,
a
that's-
legit.
Or that's
something.
his watering hole. Get the fuck away from my water.
Yeah, but so many
Everybody.
things in India probably go to that watering hole. You know, like then you'd be killing all the time. This would be like the jaws of elephants. They're like,
Exactly.
Dum, dum, dum,
This is
dum,
the-
dum, 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 Trunks here.
Right. He's the one who escaped.
I don't know. They need to make a Bollywood movie out of it. The dance scenes would be dope.
Oh. God. Bollywood.
You guys don't watch Bollywood movies?
Nah.
Oh, dude,
That's
they're
okay.
sick. Great dance scenes. Like the best.
I feel. What was the one? Slumdog Millionaire was like one of the few ones that made like big waves and like an American market, so to speak. But I can't name a single other thing out of that, other than that. And that was even in English, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was,
was.
that was a piss poor Bollywood attempt.
Yeah, I
that
don't know if I've
wasn't
ever seen
real
a Bollywood
Bollywood.
movie
Yeah,
then.
Bollywood is like it's kitschy as shit. There's all kinds of dancing and
They're musicals, I guess.
A lot of
Yeah.
them are musicals. Like they just throw in musical numbers, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. We're all gonna dance away. It's almost like everything's like West Side Story. Like there's jets are coming. Yeah,
let's do it.
it's tough like that. That's how Bollywood rolls. But those people get more famous than our Hollywood people.
Yeah, I feel like that and like K-pop fans. Like,
Poor K-pop people.
Yeah.
That is not a. That's like as soon as you get fame, you're like, cool, go get in your cage
yeah, because you can't. You have such like scrutiny on you in every direction.
all the time. God forbid you kiss with tongue, you son of a bitch. we're gonna kill you now.
See, I didn't know that. I just
like,
thought that like they blow up. Like you get boy bands or girl groups or whatever else.
they don't
like,
want them to be in relationships because then it kind of ruins the mystique of like being able to date. So you get really kind of buttoned down. And so when they have like,
'cause they don't have any like rebels in that. Like
they do, but it's like it's bad if you do. You get ostracized from it, and it's a bad scene. So
They want you to keep the image that anybody can be with you.
yeah,
because
so
you're single.
They really have to like your relationships are hidden. The worst is if two K-pop stars get together.
you would think that would be a good thing.
Oh, it's catastrophic. But then if it does get out, like you can't separate. Now you're tied together.
That's
like
true. There's
like,
a lot of pressure with that.
like Brittany and JT would still be together right now.
Wish. That'd be dope. Everybody would be happy.
Wait, they broke up?
Not Christina.
True.
Yeah, that would
How many
not
times has
be
Britney Spears been married now? 3? Yeah, I
That
saw she
she-
just got married.
that she knows of.
That she knows.
Because I can only think of 2, the K-Fed and then that one dude that got
Well, she just got married
the next
again.
day. I know she moved into K-Fed's neighborhood this week. Not that I'm paying.
Didn't she already announce
Not
that
that
she's
I'm following the story.
Didn't she already announce she's pregnant?
She lost it, Stu.
Oh, didn't know that.
Fucking
Jesus.
dick.
Dude, where's
Elephant.
the- yes.
Come on, man.
The elephant came back.
Elephant in the room. Jeez. Yeah, it was like super
we
sad.
were
man.
having a great conversation about pop stars.
Look, you guys are on top of all this news. I mean, this is hard
Brendan is more
breaking
than I am.
news. I mean, I didn't stay on top of it. So
I'll leave that alone. See, I'll let that alone.
You're really growing in your sobriety.
I'm growing up. I feel drunk right now. I gotta be honest. I had one of those Sam Adams, and I'm like,
1.5% of beer.
yeah, like I got like the
all it takes.
taste of hops in my mouth, and I'm like,
put them on a scale.
you guys got your buttholes in? Fucking crazy, man. So did you guys hear about this? I like this story. This one threw me for a loop. There was this young lady who had sex with a guy in his car. You heard this story yet? So she goes and has sex with this guy in his car, and she contracts HPV from the guy.
Okay.
So, Stu, any jokes? Or are you going to let this ride for a minute? Because this
I think I did hear this.
is the sad part, you see. This is usually when you make a comment. No, you're leaving? Okay.
Look at you growing up. That's
So-
+1. I'll give him +1. He's back to 0.
Oh, that's now to 1.
Yeah.
-1.
Yeah.
Where he is.
Oh, yeah, because he gave one.
Yeah, you lost 2. But you're doing great, Stu. So she has sex with him, right? And she contracts HPV. And so she decides to sue the guy for giving her HPV, and then has the wild idea that he had insurance on that car and that this was an act that occurred in the car. And so she can sue the insurance company because he had all the liability insurance and, you know, this occurred in his car. So she sued Geico for $5.2 million for contracting HPV, and Geico held it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were like, yep, you know what? It did happen in the car. He didn't disclose it. So like, or the judge held it up and
Yeah.
ordered Geico to pay the 5.2. So Geico's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
We're sending this to arbitration, and they make their whole case. Like, we didn't think this was going to go anywhere. So like now we're coming. And the judge was basically like, you didn't bring anything new to the table that we didn't know during this whole arbitration. You owe it. That occurred in the car, and you had, you had full coverage in the car. So this incident happened in the car. Geico, you owe her $5.2 million. Geico had to pay her $5.2 million for
Wow.
contracting HPV in a car. All the shit that I've done in cars, I never knew. You know, that I could
So
have.
should I send my kid's medical bill to the insurance company?
What happened in a car?
She got pregnant.
Who got pregnant? What are you talking about?
Breaking news.
So what I'm
No
saying is,
doubt.
if you go down that line of thought, if I had sex in a car and my girlfriend got pregnant, are you going to sue for?
I think what Brendan's saying is the door is now open.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. Like
Yeah.
So like,
No,
they're going to have to write into their contracts now, like,
sexual acts is not covered.
or anything that like involves a person. Like we only
person to
insure
person,
the
not
car.
like car to car kind of thing.
But they were saying no, the person was in the car. The guy was in the car. It was his car, and he willingly hurt
Yeah.
them. So it'd be the same as like driving off the road
so
and
that's-
running someone over.
That's the fraud part. He knew,
He knew, and he did not tell them.
disclose, and therefore it's
Yeah.
coverage.
So it's
a medical
basically like
incident.
I'm driving down the road,
in the car.
I turn off into a bridge abutment,
Yeah.
and you get hurt. I can sue you. So I was in your car, and your insurance will pay. And they're basically like, it's the same act.
Yeah.
just a little different.
Yeah, slightly different.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm
sure I'll get an update on my Geico policy here
Yeah.
shortly.
For sure. There was I didn't keep up with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial that much, but I did read one of the things that kind of came out with this was on the negative side was now the onus of proving abuse is still fully on the person who has been abused, and the idea that now someone who is an abuser can now countersue effectively for defamation just totally muddies the water of that.
That does muddy. And I didn't really think about that much. Like,
Yeah.
that's horrible because now you have to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt and risk losing.
Exactly. And it's, again, I didn't keep up with it enough to know, to pick a side, so to speak, or
Yeah.
say who I think was right or wrong in the situation. But the idea now that which in reality has always been the case. So somebody who's been abused in any kind of situation, it's a difficult situation to bring up and to talk about, and to now have to risk the idea that you're going to get sued, in a countersuit or whatever
Yeah.
else for
That is a
speaking
shitty-
badly about somebody else. It's like I got attacked, raped, whatever happened. And it's like how
Did you?
How do we
And the
get to
worst
this
thing
point?
is,
Yeah.
it's not like you couldn't ruin my opinion of Johnny Depp as a human. There was no defamation there. Like, I know he's a coke-addled mess. He told us.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you drug addict? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like,
But I think it's things like this, the sex act in the car, the defamation suits, like things like that, where it's just like all these doors just getting opened and opened and opened. That like you could now, yes, your daughter gets pregnant in a car. It's like, well, all right, sue the. I want medical insurance for all the childbirth and everything. It's like, it's
Where's it
crazy.
stop?
Yeah.
All these costs going through the roof.
Yeah. It's wild.
so if you've got Geico, your premium's about to go up on account of sex.
Well, did you guys? I didn't realize it, but did you guys realize why the trial was in Fairfax?
No.
I was wondering that.
I did.
So this is the craziest thing. So it was a Washington Post. It was the Washington Post that they wrote the article in.
Okay.
And because I was like, what the hell is Johnny Depp doing in Fairfax, Virginia for this court trial? So, I guess it's the Washington Post that the article came out that was the center of attention. Well, they didn't try it in federal court in D.C. because the Washington Post keeps their servers, because it was an online article, in Fairfax.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the
makes
trial
sense.
was in Fairfax. Plus, they also had. That's exactly why that's where it was based out of. Like,
So it's not even where she did the interview. It's where those
It's
servers
where.
are.
So it was the guy. She may have done an interview in California with a Washington Post journalist who flew out there,
But where the
and
data
he
was
published
saved.
it online for the Washington Post online, whatever, and the servers
Where
are
that's
there.
hosted.
And so, where's the physical address of this article?
Wow.
And like,
Interesting.
boom. Okay. It's like, yeah.
crazy.
All right. Well, you never knew. That's more useless shit.
There's going to be a lot more. I would assume there'd probably be a lot more trials like that, though, than in Fairfax. Because that is kind of like the East Coast hub for the internet. Like,
Yeah.
that is like Silicon Valley East.
Plus,
That's where-
Fairfax has some lighter, like it's called a slap law. Like when it comes into the whole defamation, they have like the penalty is much lighter to try and to ignore and deal with. I don't know. I just read about it. I'm not a lawyer. I stayed at Holiday Inn Select last night.
Holiday Inn Express.
No, Select. I like the Select.
down to -2. Not your day, Stu. Not your day.
No, it hasn't been my day. Trust me.
You want to expand?
Oh, it's just been a rough work day. That's all.
Okay,
rough work
good.
day.
Actually, I don't know why.
Why did you open that door?
You know what I mean? I don't know what I was thinking. I wish I was drunk.
I'm thinking too clearly right now. I'm too kind and considerate.
I'm like, oh, Stu, are you okay, bud?
What do you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Brendan was doing fine till he came back and Stuart made him drink.
Haven't had a drink. Topo Chico.
Hell yeah.
Topo Chico.
Finest.
So I do have to just give a little shout out to my daughter. I'm pretty proud of what she did. If anybody hasn't known, there was a big chlorine debacle at the local pool. Chlorine and bromine.
Yeah, this
Basically-
was crazy. A bunch of kids
Yeah.
ended up getting shipped out. It's like first week of summer break, and a
Yeah,
bunch of
so
kids
there's
got
a-
sick at a pool.
neighborhood pool in Chesterfield, and my daughter's the lifeguard there. And
Local news.
apparently it made national news. It made the national news. It made even, what's his name? Elliot in the morning. He was talking about it this morning. But basically the pool mechanically put the wrong chemicals in at the wrong time.
So what just the actual machines, like the pumps and all the things that do it, one of them just malfunctioned and
One of them
dumped a bunch of shit in the pool?
Put it in the pumps, and apparently the chlorine and whatever, bromine or whatever the chemical was, when you put them together, it creates this green, almost like mustard gas chemical that started. Apparently the kids were in the pool, everybody's in there, parents, it's 11 a.m. and kids started smelling something funny. People started smelling it, so they just figured it was something in the pump house that was wrong. And then next thing you know, kids are starting to itch, starting to cough, scream. Everybody's getting out of the water.
I mean, that stuff will kill you,
And there
man. Like
was-
those fumes, you get that
Yeah.
in your lungs. That can be, that's,
and a couple people
Maybe
were like
that.
having to deal with like rash burns and things like that. 4 people, I mean,
chemical burns.
chemical
basically.
burns. Yeah, that's what it was. But apparently, manager didn't know quite what to do, and my daughter just picked up the phone and called 911, and they were there in a heartbeat, and it was crazy. But I was glad of what she did. She stepped up. And
Yeah,
she was
that's
like,
awesome.
Just keep a
Time-
level head.
Time to get a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
She's
And
coming
it should
for
come
that
out of the
manager's
manager's
job.
paycheck.
so-
Yeah. That's exactly
so for
right.
for her being on point and doing the right thing and just being level headed, I think you should take her up to Halloween at JMU.
Oh, God. Did we talk about that before the episode, or was that on the episode? Because that sounds awkward. If there's no backstory there, that sounds really weird.
There is.
I just don't know if it was on the air or not. We were out here for like 45 minutes talking beforehand, so I'm not taking your daughter to JMU. Go ahead, let me just establish that
Not
now.
yet.
Not yet. No.
She's young.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, let's actually just not ever.
All right.
Just seems awkward. At least not before I get my butthole waxed.
I gotta get prepared. These college girls.
Exactly. I can't look like an old man with a hairy bum. They're like,
Yeah, that's
would
what
an
will give you
old
away."
man have a clean butthole like this? Clearly, I'm young.
I'm so hip. How do you do, fellow kids?
What's up, fellow kids? Look at my butthole. Oh, God, what are you, like 19? Like,
No, I'm hairless like you.
oh, I can't believe you caught that on my Be Real. I didn't know
So
the
popular.
didn't know the camera would see that. It's awkward.
Like the mirror behind you.
And another mirror placed right here. It's just like you see my face, and then like this just beautiful leather Cheerio.
Oh, God.
It's so clean. Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, that'll do.
it was perfect.
I don't. Do you think you
Leather
could hang at a college
Cheerios.
party right now?
Yeah.
Do you think you could win like beer games?
I think I'm a week's worth of training away from dominating.
I would love to do a keg stand right now.
Right. The first question is, do you think you could get into a college party?
No.
No.
Not until he waxes the butthole.
Yeah, sir, you look a little. Oh, well, come on in.
No, it's $2, 45.
No, I'm 43. Thank you.
Yeah, come on in. Have you considered rushing? I hadn't, but now that you're talking about it, don't mind if I do. Perfect.
Can't.
All right. What do you think? What would be the go-to drinking game that you could just like train for in a week, and you could show up to any party anywhere and dominate?
Well, it would have to not be a game of luck. So like assholes
Sure.
out, because
Yeah.
I have horrible luck in asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell it is, but I am always the asshole. So we can't
then
play asshole.
Then you're fetching beers for everybody.
We can't play
Waterfalls.
asshole, but I can tell you right now, I feel very confident, even if a whole fraternity walked in here right now, that I could dominate in quarters.
I was hoping you would say that.
Yeah.
Do you not remember Getter Ski Trip where we picked on you that whole fucking night and you were just drinking beer after beer.
Yeah, but do you
That
know why that was happening?
one of my favorites.
Because I kept chasing the people next to me. Like I would hit it on the first one in reverse. I was creating situations where it was more difficult for me to win, and I was still kicking ass to some extent.
So that was your plan, to chug that Guinness and all those other fucking heavy beers.
No. I know the night you speak of, but there's always going to be anomalies. My track record in quarters, outside of a couple blips on the radar, because that's the reason I felt so confident that I could keep going back to the well to win that, because I have a track record that I can look back on and be like, I have a 90% win rate. There are 10% of the time, though, where I aggressively end up hammered.
You're like trying to shoot the moon in the hearts or whatever and just getting crushed every time.
They're like, I get to the, I'm hitting double stacks, triple stacks, but then like I'm losing the quadruple stack, and then it's like, okay, you gotta chug for 4 spins, and it catches up to you over time. But the whole reason that it gets so bad is because I am so good at like firing back, and then I wasn't closing.
It's so bad because I'm just so good at it. It's tough being this good.
I feel very confident that if I walked into a fraternity house right now, I would win far more than I lost in quarters.
Okay.
Very confident. Not flip
Against the
cup.
children. You got the children. But against men, no
We're
chance.
playing
I am
quarters.
not worried. I am not worried. I will dominate. I can't dominate in flip cup. I'm no good at beer pong.
I'm pretty good at flip cup and beer pong.
Yeah, those are not. But quarters. But I could play caps. Give me a week.
caps.
Give me a week's
Yeah.
worth of training, and I'll be a caps wizard. Like there's a fucking magnet in the cup.
So I've just been to a lot of recent high school graduation parties, and some of these you go to, you know.
Speaking of spin the bottle,
Yeah, well, these kids are, you know,
7 seconds in heaven.
their friends are coming back from college, and there are a dozen new games that I would not even know what the hell they're talking
Well, if you were
about.
on Be Real, you would know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You see
So,
that all the time?
do you know the names of any of these
no.
games?
Like I was like, it was beyond me. Some of them were, you know, versions of beer pong and quarters at the same time. Like, just
quarter pong.
yeah, something like that. I mean, just
Yeah,
basic simple games. But at the same time, I was like, I've never even seen that. And where do these rules come from? And it's just like you can't keep up. I think they're just making new games up all the time, so they
Ridiculous.
figure out how to
You
win.
can't make up new games. Moses came down from the mountain.
There will only be
And
beer pong.
He had 3 tablets. These 10 commandments and these 6 games.
That's it.
That's how it worked. Then he handed off this 3rd tablet, and he really focused on these. But that young man that he handed that tablet to, he went forth into the
Spreading
world,
the
and he
world.
spread. And those are the only games, Stu. There's no new games. No new games. This is the time of the Old Testament. Don't give me this shit. I'm furious right now. I am. He's going to act like there's new games.
Yeah.
They changed the name, Stu. They're calling it nickels. It's still quarters.
Inflation.
Nickel.
All right.
Not going to
Yeah.
hear this shit. Oh, it's beer ping. Yeah, I get it. It's the same fucking game. Pissing me off, man.
tell
Oh,
you.
we're going to play bottle caps. Oh, you mean caps? Fucking, I'm furious.
I feel like I need to see like a Brendan and Troy one-on-one drinking game, like
Oh, you
competition.
never played Tip Cup? Oh, it's totally fun.
Yeah, you put the cup on the edge, you tip it over.
Yeah, you just tip it up. Oh, you mean Flip Cup?
No,
From
no.
the time of Moses.
Tip cup. You just use your tip to do it.
That's a different fraternity.
I dominated that game. Fluffer, come quick.
What?
I've had 15 beers. I need a fluff. They're going to know how old I am.
God. That's a lot of topics.
Just what are we talking about?
Exactly.
We're talking about drinking games.
Blacked out over there for a minute.
Yeah, you got really angry
With
about
rage.
the old
yeah.
beer pong games.
In your entire rant,
Doesn't add up. Just saying. I'd play nickels right now with any of
Oh,
those.
nickels now,
guys.
not quarters. Jesus.
Yeah.
Can we fire him? He's been back for 2 weeks.
Dude, I fired him 2 years ago. He just keeps showing up. He's like Milton.
We cut his paycheck off a long time ago.
Wait, you're getting paid?
We just fixed the glitch. Oh, speaking of getting paid, there's a company in Raleigh right now that is actually it's an exterminator company, and they are offering people $2,000 to come out to their house and put 100 cockroaches into
that.
your home.
Saw that. Yeah.
And then they have 30 days where they're going to try this new extermination method that they've come up with. And they want to see if they can rid your house of all the cockroaches within 30 days using this new technique. Now, if it doesn't work and the infestation goes out of hand, they will take it on the arm and they'll go ahead and they'll exterminate the old-fashioned way.
All right, before you go any further, do we know how quickly cockroaches
Multiply?
reproduce? Yeah, multiply.
Quickly.
Well, they
Less
always.
than 30 days, right?
Well, they
I would
always,
assume by the end of the week,
So
you've got
I like
triple.
the line of thinking saying like, hey, we're putting 100 in here and then we can count how many we take out. But the reproduction part is the part where I'm wondering.
No, they say they think they can get it down to 0. Now, this is experimental enough that they're willing to give you $2,000 just to put 100 cockroaches in there, and then 30 days they're going to get rid of
100
them.
doesn't seem bad either. I don't know. Am I crazy?
are
It doesn't seem like a lot.
I tried to
Dog,
convince
I think
my
that's
wife.
a lot of cockroaches in
Is
your
it?
house. But depending on the size of your house, though, too. So are they limiting that? Because if you got a big house, they got a lot of places to hide.
Would you take 100 cockroaches for $2,000, and then 30 days from now they're gone?
One way or another.
One way or another, in 30 days,
they're
they're
gonna
gone.
come in and like chemical the fuck out of it
If they have to.
their new way.
But if this new experimental,
then yeah,
if the counseling works,
I'm just not gonna. Stay
hey,
at the house.
cockroaches.
Yeah, now you got to get a hotel or something.
so here's the thing.
you have
though.
100 cockroaches in your house right now.
It says on average, if you see one, you're up. If you see one cockroach, on average is 250 to 500. You don't see.
Yeah.
in your house.
Not no, in the area. Like they don't live alone. They're
So
just-
you've
so if you see one, there's like
There's more.
multiples within.
Yeah, so you've already got 300
feet.
in your house, and now they're adding 100 more freshies.
Yeah.
The $2,000 doesn't sound that good anymore.
And these are like the baddest cockroaches ever.
Yeah, they've been like raised to take on this.
Exactly. Radioactive. Like, these are the real deal. But I think I would be willing to do that. It's $2,000.
I think if I'm the extermination company, I'm setting a limit to how big the house can be, because I don't want this to get out of hand in that size. Like,
Well, what I can't figure out is how cheap is this new method that they've come up with
Yeah,
that they can spend $2,000 on the front end just to prove that it works? Because this thing must cost them
Also-
pennies to do if they can get it to work, to make the money work in the long term.
yeah. So also, are they just bringing like a 5-gallon bucket with a lid on it, setting it in your living room, and opening the lid, and just walking away? Like,
I would assume so. I don't think it has to be very. I don't think you're going to
5 in
play.
this
Well, I'm
room,
wondering-
5 in this room, and
yeah.
just walk
like,
around.
are
your
they
house.
drilling a hole in your wall and like letting them?
No, they just dump them in your house. And they go, don't stomp on those, asshole.
Well, the $2,000 would probably pay my electric bill because for 30 days my lights do not go off.
They're just staying on.
Every light is on in the house for the entire time.
You'd finally wear one of them COVID masks.
No, I wouldn't have. The lights are on, not coming on. I don't care.
You put that on at night. Like, I finally use these things.
I wouldn't have to. The lights are on.
Man, these things are kind of uncomfortable. You guys been wearing this for the last couple of years?
Does that hurt your ears? Yes, dude, since 2020.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah. I'd have a condom and a mask on, like, immediately.
Where does it?
That wouldn't shave that butthole. It better be difficult. We're not going to just open the door.
Butt plug.
Butt plug for safety.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm wondering. You got to close
Closing
up all
this
the
off.
orifices. You can wear a little nose plug too.
Yeah, dude. Well, the mask
Safety
goes
first.
over my
Again,
neck.
I'm not sleeping at this house.
No.
Like that's not happening.
So you wouldn't do it.
I'd take the 2G and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go on.
but you
vacation for a month.
wouldn't do it then.
I would take the $2,000 and go on vacation. Like I'm not, why would you choose to stay in the house?
There's got to be stipulations.
I
to get
don't
the money.
worry about cockroaches like that. Like, haven't you ever been in, like, you rent a house somewhere, you go down to the beach, right?
Yeah,
you
I mean,
walk
yeah.
in, like, cockroach runs by, and you don't leave the house. You stay there for the week and party.
Yeah, I guess.
You stomp it and keep going.
Play nickels, some tip cup, just hang
Yeah.
out. You're on vacation.
Yeah,
They do specify that they are American cockroaches.
Oh, they're not the Madagascar big ones.
I guess.
Clearly, I'm not going to have some foreign cockroach invade.
Oh,
my
hold on,
house.
hold on.
There we go.
We are currently hiring 5 to 7 household owners to allow us to reach roughly 100 American cockroaches into your home and give us permission to film and test out specific cockroach treatment. Rules of the study. You must own the home or have written approval from the homeowner. You must be 21 years or older, continental U.S. All tested cockroach treatments will be family and pet safe. You must not try any additional cockroach treatments during the duration of the study. At the end of the study, if the cockroach infestation hasn't been eliminated, we'll use traditional cockroach treatment options at no cost to you.
Traditional.
The duration of the study will be approximately 30 days.
I'm hearing a lot of approximates.
That's
in
what
here.
I'm saying.
But I haven't heard anything that says you can't leave the house.
David Floyd has 20 years of experience working as a pest control technician as well as running his own pest control company. His main goal is to provide accurate and helpful DIY tips to help to keep your home pest-free and how to identify different types of household pets. I don't know, man. Yeah, it doesn't say that you can't leave.
Atlanta Jim, would you do it?
Honestly, I remember seeing that, and I thought about it for a second because 100 didn't seem that bad.
Doesn't seem that bad.
I took a minute maybe and just, nah, no way.
I think
out.
I would do it, but I'm not staying there.
Yeah.
I'm not subjecting myself to
Because then I started thinking about the
known
cost. I'm going
100.
somewhere else,
Yeah.
a month long.
Sure,
It's
sure.
going to just.
And to the other point, like you said, how fast do they reproduce?
They're American cockroaches, damn it. They reproduce fast.
lightning fast, so fast.
They're the best.
All right, there you go.
Those things,
That's
those
Red-blooded
things would
cockroach.
hit the ground from the bucket and start humping. Boom. As soon as they hit the ground.
They don't even leave the bucket; they just stay in.
Yeah. It's going to be red, white, and
There's
blue.
250 in here already. What the fuck?
It said approximately 100. So is
It's 100 when we left the office.
counting and putting 1, 2, 3, like counting them out into this bucket,
Easy
or are they just
money.
being like, it's about 100.
Yeah, it's about
again,
100.
How do they know that they're getting all of them?
Brendan after
They're the best. That guy's got 30 years experience.
only 20.
Ew.
knowing Brendan.
dude
Knowing
has-
Brendan after 30 days, you have them all trained. They're on their B reel. Look at this. Don't get rid of them.
Damn right, dude.
That dude wasn't even killing cockroaches pre-2000. Yeah,
When you
right?
say it like that,
Yeah,
it does sound
he
weird.
graduated high school in 2000.
Yeah. This dude wasn't killing cockroaches pre-Y2K. Can you really trust that? I want some
Yeah.
83-year-old dude out here just shotgunning them.
No, hell no. That dude dies. Now I got to go find an exterminator who's not going to honor the free extermination. No, this dude better be the tip-top shape. I want to see him show up and be like, how'd you get here? You run? I want you
How
in
far?
shape. Yeah,
How many rivers did you fjord on the way here?
exactly. That dude shows up on a rascal scooter. It's off.
But again, he's sitting there with a shotgun just blasting holes in the wall, taking care of them cockroaches.
That's how we do it down here in the Carolinas. That's how it's done. That's American cockroach. You can shoot them.
I mean, so you're in. You do it today.
I would do it in a heartbeat. My wife is on the exact opposite end of the spectrum. She said, absolutely not. I was
Go
like,
down to Atlanta for the month.
I have no problem with this. You just drop 100 cockroaches in the house and you let this guy lecture them and then they leave.
Again, if there was some way to know that these cockroaches were sterile and they weren't going to reproduce, and I could know for a fact that they put 100 in and they're taking 100 out.
They're
They
gonna
got
reproduce.
Numbers on the back. That's what I'm saying.
The American cockroach can produce 15 to 16 new cockroaches twice a week.
Boom.
Dog.
That's how it's done.
Dog.
Yeah, that's too much.
30,
That's 30 a week
per cockroach.
if they're
So
female.
we're at 3,000
All right, so
cockroaches by the end of the
50, yeah.
50 times 30, that's 1,500. Or,
We have 3,000 cockroaches at the end of the week, 12,000 cockroaches when it's done. But he's trying new techniques like Eastern medicine.
so he's not
putting,
getting all of them.
He's putting ginseng in the corners and like there's he put,
that week didn't work.
put a water feature over here.
Oh, they like the ginseng. Now there's 5,000 of them.
Oh, they sure are fucking. Oh, that was a mistake.
If there was a way to know to a T, I bring 100 in and I'm taking 100 out.
He finally gives up. He gets a Tusker elephant to just
Destroy the house.
All right, we're buying you a new house. I'm sorry. Sorry about the goat, too.
Yeah.
I know you're fond of them.
That was our bad. I noticed that he killed your grandma and then came back and killed her again. That was
And
unexpected.
you know they can't. They have to have females in the experiment because if they brought in 100 male cockroaches, that's not reality at your house.
Yeah.
So
Again,
it's
you got to be accounting for that population growth.
yeah.
Oh, I guarantee
I might be back out.
He's checking them for dongs and nipples. he's doing
Highly
all the
scientific.
Yeah, this is scientific.
Only in Carolina.
Inside the science house.
That's right. Solving first and third world problems here because cockroaches are legit.
Yeah.
I saw one in here, so that means I probably got
3,000.
yeah. I did find one. He
I
poked
assume
he
behind the
poked his-
pallets are just.
Yeah, he poked its head out up there, and I was like, "Hey, you little shit!" And he ran away, and I was like, "That's right."
Yeah, you've got
I
a corrugated
fixed
roof. There's
it.
plenty of. There's plenty of open space for
I
them
fixed it.
there and between here.
I fixed it.
Okay,
I stared at it.
that is scary.
I gave it that just mean
He was like, you know what, place kind of sucks. This one, let's get the fuck out of here.
cockroach. Like that. Is that the Daytona fence?
He
Going
remembers
back.
everything.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
He lets no grudges go, brother.
I don't. And that cockroach left. Went to Carolina, where the breeding's good.
Yeah. Stays hot all year.
Breeding's good.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I think I'm back out on it. I want to be able to. I want a tightly controlled scientific experiment. No variables
Oh, it's tightly controlled.
in your house.
Yeah, approximately 100. Approximately 16 new ones every.
Approximately
4
30 days.
Yeah. This is gonna take a couple months, dog.
I just
got
picture
real
like
bad.
Bradley Cooper in The Hangover when he gets on the phone. He's like, "We fucked up."
yeah, exactly.
House has never been stronger. It's held together by a cockroach.
They're really strong, you know. I mean, they survived through atomic blasts and everything. It's the damnedest thing.
American
The
cockroach.
house is now 10 feet moved to the left.
You know,
Just picked up and started walking away.
they like the little shady spot over here, so they just picked it up. I don't know. They coordinated with the termites. They just sawed it right off.
You invested that $2,000, right?
I know it's been a tough month in the S&P, but you're really going to need to keep that in there.
You familiar with the term compound interest? Because I'm going to be here for a while. This is not going well.
Oh, man, I went to Tijuana. I blew it on strippers and cocaine.
Yeah. So those American cockroaches, they did the same thing. I paid them in roach bucks.
Yeah.
They've been fucking.
Now they're the mafia.
Yeah, you're going to have to move out, dude. I say we shut this thing down, man.
I'm going to go home and inspect like every inch of my house.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You might
Ignorance
find
is bliss.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
sure, sure.
Let that
You-
be.
You ever hear like mice in your walls?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was laying in bed the other night and just heard that.
Yeah. And then
I was like, nope, not today.
it's that sound. It's that one.
I was like, not today. Sorry,
I
Jay.
hate
I'm
that
sure you're gonna
sound.
listen to this later, but there's definitely some mice in the house right now.
You're just watching TV, and then it's like that.
Yeah.
Huh? Weird. I don't see how that's relevant to the scene. No, that's definitely a thing.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Stop it. Hey, stop it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am fully aware.
I hate that sound.
And then I just take those. I got those little humane traps though.
The white ones with the little.
Little trap door.
Yeah.
Put a little peanut
Well, the
butter.
fun
in
thing
there.
is, if you don't ever go back and pick up the traps, like you forget about
Dead
them,
mouse.
they're still dead.
yeah. Only it's just the least humane way to kill them because I've done it a couple times.
Starved to death
Yeah.
instead of just snapping their neck.
Yeah, exactly right. Like, oh,
They used to really
More
rebrand.
peanut butter.
Yeah, more peanut butter.
you got peanut butter on your feet? I'm sure that's annoying. Wait till the starvation and dehydration sets in.
He ate his feet.
Yeah.
I think
Humane.
they're going to want to rebrand.
Yeah, I've definitely inhumaned a couple of those traps on accident.
No good.
That's for sure. But thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. Hope you learned a lot. I know I did. Gonna make for a weird month. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
But
If
your
you haven't-
butthole be smooth.
It's the smoothest.
Ooh.
Right,
Home for cockroaches.
just back behind that landing strip I got right here.
Tuft.
That's the one.
Can you do the back of the tuft?
No.
Or in a landing strip?
Oh my god. Oh yeah, of course.
Do the
No, actually, no.
yes.
Ow.
Okay.
Counterpoint. Ooh, an arrow. Lightning bolt. That's where we said the lightning
If you guys haven't had a chance to head over to Screen Door Mortgage, you absolutely should. Jimmy will take care of you. Look, now anytime you need a mortgage, it's a stressful situation, and he can help make the most of it and make it not stressful, and will absolutely take the time to do it right. Everybody can get you good rates. He will too, but it's the service. It's the service that makes all the difference. If you haven't had a chance to head over to our Facebook page, please do so. And you can always send us topics at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. We have a Venmo. Troy knows what it is. At ITPH Podcast. Is that right? That makes sense. Send us money. Something. We've got cockroaches.
We're
do you got?
starting Brendan's waxing fun.
We got problems. It's going to cost a fortune. A fortune. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
At Inside the Pallet House.
At Inside the Pallet House. Almost got it right. Venmo at Inside the Pallet House. Thanks, Abacus. Cheers.
Peace out.
Oh no! Someone peed in my pants!
That was a pretty air conditioning podcast, don't you think?
Did you hear that white noise? It's good. Cockroaches hate white noise. Leave this episode on in the background. The cockroaches will scurry.
Flee.